Hey everyone, it's your girl Zakia, Miss Queenly and Confident, founder of Queenly and Confident Brands and the faith-based brand Chick Chat, and from Stuck to Start a Wellness program for those who are in the battle of obesity like myself. Hey, I wanted to come and share this really quick message with you about self-checks. I am a person who has learned the value in accountability, but not just in accountability when it deals with just others and being accountable to others and being responsible for what it is that I say that I'm going to do, etc., etc. But I also believe that there is a form of accountability that sometimes, because it is just ourselves and ourselves alone, that we lack. And so for that reason, it becomes imperative that we every now and then have a self-check to just really do some introspect, some reflection as to if we are doing all that we know that we can possibly do. Are we living up to our fullest potential? Are we truly exercising at the fullest capacity everything that God has instilled in us with our gifts and talents? And so I believe that self-checks are necessary. So if you're doing a self-check, so like what do you do? What do you do? It's not anything that has to be, any particular shape or form, or fashioned after a certain process. It's many times, sometimes just the opportunity for you to sit down and write out what you've done, where you've been, and how much more you might even have to go, because sometimes we still got a ways to go before everything is is settled. That time of self-check may also involve you sharing that later on with someone that is your accountability partner, who you can have the opportunity to kind of vet things out with, have the opportunity to talk about things, have the opportunity to put two brains together as opposed, to one, after you've put, your thoughts, you've gotten real with yourself as well. And so here are a couple of things I want to share, not just a couple, but a few things, probably like 3 or 4 things. I think it's 4 things I want to share with you as it relates to self-checks and what I believe the benefit they serve for us and how they really can benefit us. The first one is it really helps you to get real about your reality. Okay. In this day and time where we see reality TV in forms of reality, y'all know how I feel about that. It's important that we sometimes get down to the real of what's really going on with us. And so, for instance, if we have possibly noticed certain behaviors, if we've noticed certain trigger points and things that have been happening, especially over periods of time, it's so important that we sit down, and especially if they are a part of not the best behavior, or not, behavior that could possibly lead into something else that we don't necessarily want. We need to sit down and get real with ourselves about that. Take that time, journal out, mesh out. Why is it that I'm doing this? Why do I keep doing such and such and such? Just get real with yourself. So the self-check gives you, again, the opportunity to get real about your reality. The next thing here is that it gives you the opportunity to also measure your progress, to see how far you come. Anybody who's on a wellness journey will tell you 1 or 2 things. They'll talk about tracking food, and they'll also tell you about tracking your progress as far as your workouts is concerned. When I started my wellness journey, I was just probably like a little OCD when it came to tracking my actual activity. One of the things I wanted to see, because of the fact that I started out as such a slow rate, so to speak, I wanted to see how far I'd come. So when I moved up from doing 10 jumping jacks to being able to do 20 jumping jacks to being able to do 50 jumping jacks, I was able to see that. I actually still have record of where all that progress is taking place, with sit-ups, with planks, those things, especially those things that really challenge me. And so the same thing